Your practices are shaping you whether you chose them or not. Hey, I'm Glenn with the Restless Runner, and this is another single shot story. This whole idea of practices and outcomes, this is something that's been on my mind a lot over the last year to year and a half. And something that stood out today as I had a staff meeting with some of my leadership team at our business, and we were talking about practices that we are developing to get ourselves to certain outcomes that match our culture desires. And so this is again something that's been on my mind, and I thought it would be fun to share. I would say the first place this really stood out for me, and this is like I feel like it's the most concrete example I can give. But as a runner, prior to actually being a runner, I decided I would run a marathon, and I wasn't even a runner. It was like March. I'd watched a marathon and got inspired by a friend, and me and a buddy decided let's try this. We start running in April and run our first marathon in January. To go from scratch to not being a runner to completing a marathon, well, the only way you can do that is to literally take more steps forward. So that's why it's like, it's my favorite example. You have to take more steps forward to reach that outcome. And it's pretty unbelievable what you can accomplish when you consistently take steps forward and show up regularly to do that. Again, you can not run and then months later you're a marathoner. When I crossed that finish line, it was super emotional. That first marathon, especially, just because of the amount of effort and work that went into pushing through. But again, all it took was taking a few more steps forward. Um, this happens in our daily lives as well. Like another simple example, just from home. Um, we like our homes to be clean. We like them to be organized. So, when we do our laundry, we fold our clothes and we put them on the shelf. At least we should be to try and stay organized. But that is the outcome we want. We want an organized outcome. We want to be able to find things. So, this practice of folding the clothes, putting them away, that helps us reach that outcome. Maybe you're not doing that. I don't know. That is something that I like that outcome. So I participate in that practice. Um, as a musician, we actually call practicing, right? Like that's the thing that you hear people say, I got to go practice my instrument. And if you want to be able to get around on your guitar or on your trumpet or your bass, you got to work on scales and arpeggios and patterns. And if you do all those things, you will get better at the instrument, but you've got to do the practices to get that specific outcome. Um, so, when I think about this, it does make me wonder what practices am I participating in that might give me an undesirable outcome? And can I think through that and where are those things? So, I don't know if you've got any of those things or if you're thinking in terms of the things I do every day, what is that leading me to? I think it's a good way to be a thoughtful human being and to be considerate of your future self and what they are going to want. So, um, that's my thoughts for today, all on practices and outcomes. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you'll catch me on the next single shot story. See ya.